One of the best ways to keep a WordPress website secure is two-factor authentication. So this video is going to help you set up your two-factor authentication for your WPHubSite. The first thing you need in order to set up two-factor authentication is to download an Authenticator app on a device. Two-factor authentication works by having something you know, which is a password, and something that you have, which is like a mobile phone or something like that. So that's why you first need to download an Authenticator app. In this article or in the description, there are two examples of some Authenticator apps that you can download for both iOS and Android. So once you have an Authenticator app downloaded, you can go into your WPHubSite admin dashboard, and that's where we're going to start this setup. The first place you want to go to set up two-factor authentication is to Login Security, and that's down here. So this is all the setup information you need for two-factor authentication. It has everything you need right here, aside from your Authenticator app. So the first step in setting up two-factor authentication is to scan the code into your Authenticator app. So I'm going to use Authy for this one. That's the Authenticator app that I typically use, and it works really well. I'm going to go ahead and open up Authy and scan, show you how to scan in this QR code. So here I am in Authy, my Authenticator app. So at the bottom down here, I have Add Account. So I'm going to go ahead and tap that, and that's to add a new account. And then you have to give Authy access to your camera because it's going to have to scan this QR code. I'm going to go ahead and tap the Scan QR button, and it'll open up the camera, and there's my code. And it scanned it in for me, and you can name your account whatever you want. Something that's memorable and that you know what the website is very helpful, because every time you log into your website, or at least every 30 days, you're going to have to enter the two-factor authentication code in order to log in. And then also, if you log in from a new device, you're also required to use the Authenticator code. So I'm going to go ahead and tap Done. So there's my code, and you can see the token expires every 30 seconds. It goes through and creates a new code every 30 seconds. So without a device that has this code on it, then you can't do anything. That's what makes this so secure. You can't just use a password. There's nothing static. It's refreshed constantly. So now we're going to go back over to the website setup, because we're going to use this code in order to finish the setup. So here we are back in the WPHubSite website. We scanned in the code. We got our QR code. It's a really good idea to back this up, this Authenticator app code right here. You want to keep that in a secure, safe place, because if something ever happens to your Authenticator code, then you'll be able to access your website. But in order to enable two-factor authentication, we have to punch in the code into this box that's from our Authenticator app. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so I have the Authenticator code typed in. Keep in mind you have to do this real time because the code is going to change. And then go ahead and click the Activate button. Of course, I didn't download the recovery code, so it's going to remind me to do that, but I'm going to skip that for this time. And there we have it. Two-factor authentication is enabled. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how the login works now that we have two-factor authentication enabled. So here we are at the login screen. Everything looks the same, and I'm going to go ahead and type in my username and password and log in. So here's where it's different. You now have a two-factor authentication code. That's what 2FA stands for. You'll see two-factor authentication referred to as 2FA quite a bit. So now that you have it enabled, every time you log in, you have to put in your username, password, and then also verify with the two-factor authentication token. Now there's this option here also if you're logging in from the same device a lot, you can remember that browser and that device. It'll store a cookie on your browser so that you don't have to enter the two-factor authentication code every single time you log in from that device. If you log in from like a private browser, or a different computer, then you will have to put the two-factor authentication code in. So it still keeps it secure, but you have that convenience for at least a month where you don't have to enter this code. So I'm going to go ahead and select to remember this device, and then I'm going to enter my code. And then I just hit the login button like normal. And there I am in my dashboard. Everything else works exactly the same from this point forward. If you ever want to disable two-factor authentication, you just go back into Login Security, and then you can deactivate it here. And then of course it's going to verify if you really want to deactivate 2FA. And then there you go. We just activated two-factor authentication and deactivated it on a website. So I really encourage you to go out there and enable two-factor authentication, whether you're just using WordPress or if you're using WPHubSite. It's really important to keep your website secure, and two-factor authentication is a great way to do that. And if you have any questions about two-factor authentications, give us a shout. We're happy to answer any questions for you. Thanks for watching this video, and thanks for enabling two-factor authentication.